in cash doesn't fit in a bank transfer. It doesn't fit in a safe. It barely fits in a room. But somehow, a criminal family found a way to move it, suitcase by suitcase, out of the United Kingdom, across international borders, and into the hands of a network operating thousands of miles away in the United Arab Emirates. And for years, they were untouchable. This is not a story ripped from a thriller novel. Every detail you are about to hear is real, documented, investigated by Britain's most powerful law enforcement agency. And the question that investigators kept asking themselves, the question that should keep all of us awake, is not just how they did it, it's how long they had been doing it before anyone noticed. To understand the audacity of this operation, you first have to understand what 30 million pounds in physical cash actually represents. We're not talking about tidy movie prop briefcases. Mixed denomination banknotes filling that volume of money would be heavy, bulky, and almost impossible to conceal without detection. Almost. Because this family had found a system, and that system worked. The destination was always Dubai, and that choice was not random. For years, international financial watchdogs had flagged the United Arab Emirates as a jurisdiction with significant gaps in its anti-money laundering oversight. A city where luxury real estate, gold trading markets, and sprawling free trade zones created the perfect environment for money that needed to shed its history and emerge clean on the other side. Dubai was not just a destination, it was a machine, and this criminal family knew exactly how to feed it. But here is where the story gets darker. Stay with me, because what investigators uncovered next changes everything. Because this wasn't just a family smuggling cash for personal profit. What the National Crime Agency uncovered was something far more organized, far more dangerous, and the implications stretched far beyond 30 million pounds. As the NCA began pulling the threads of this investigation, a sophisticated architecture started to emerge. Roles were divided with precision. Some members physically carried the suitcases through departure halls and security checkpoints. Others managed the logistics, the flights, the timings, the contacts waiting on the other end in the UAE. Associates were recruited carefully, each knowing only their piece of the puzzle, a classic hallmark of organized crime, designed to insulate the people at the top from ever being directly connected to the cash. And the cash itself was not the end goal. It was fuel. Every pound that left Britain in those suitcases was destined to be clean, reinvested, and cycled back into criminal networks, back into operations that fund violence, corruption, and further organized crime on British streets. This wasn't greed. This was infrastructure. The financial backbone of a criminal empire that had learned to exploit the spaces between systems, the gaps between jurisdictions, the blind spots of an overloaded border security apparatus. Someone inside law enforcement already knew the danger. And the patience required to dismantle an operation like this, without tipping off the family, without collapsing the case before it was watertight, demanded a level of discipline that most people never see or appreciate. Surveillance, financial forensics, travel records, passenger manifests. Slowly, the invisible became visible. The truth was far darker than even the investigators initially expected. Because as the full scope of the operation came into view, the question was no longer just about this family. It was about the system itself. How many other operations run by other families, moving other fortunes, were still active? How many suitcases had already made their journey undetected before the NCA closed in? And how many would leave tomorrow? When the arrests came, they were the product of years of painstaking, unglamorous, relentless investigative work. The kind that never trends on social media. The kind that happens in offices, not in dramatic raids. The kind that requires people to quietly dedicate years of their careers to a single case. And yet here we are. 30 million pounds, suitcases, a family. A city built on sand and financial secrecy, and a criminal network sophisticated enough to operate in the open, hiding behind the most ordinary object in the world, luggage moving through an airport. The arrests happened, the sentences were handed down, but the money, much of it, had already made its journey, already been absorbed, already disappeared into a system designed to make it invisible. So the next time you walk through an airport departure hall, look at the bags moving along the conveyor belt. Think about what might be inside them, and ask yourself, in a world this connected, with borders this porous, with systems this exploitable, how much are we really seeing? And how much is still moving through, right now, completely invisible? If this story made you think, if it made you question something you assumed you already understood, then you are exactly who this channel exists for. Subscribe.
Make sure you like this video
because the
and
stories
subscribe.
that matter most are almost
Don't
always
forget to
the
like
ones
this video
nobody
and
wanted you to
also
find.
subscribe to my channel. Leave a like and subscribe.